tell you where exactly. So long. Oh yeah, you go back out. I got it. There. You good? Well, no, it's still in car, but that's close. Okay, tighten it up before it's going up. What are you doing? Well, how's everybody doing? It's July 28th on Sunday morning, and I just finished up feeding and everything at the feed lane. Jason just finished scraping the feed lane, and Wes had been up here getting the tractors ready to go to bale, cleaning the radiators out and greasing them up and all that. Well, actually, Jason greased them up when he got up here, and then that wheel that we were just working on had slid out probably, I don't know, 4 or 5 inches, 6 inches, so we slid it back in, tightened it back up better on the 7400, and then I guess right now I'm gonna move in the tongue on the 7410 because we hauled about 5 or 6 loads yesterday with this, and the tongue's kind of far out and is wanting to pop a wheelie, so we're gonna slide that in, and then they're gonna go get started baling, and then me and Wes are gonna have to haul the hay in because where they're gonna go bale is right where the bulls are, and the bulls are gonna destroy hay bales, so we're gonna get those bales off as soon as we can. But right now we're gonna take this tongue and slide it in. Brush on that baler was formal. The brush? Okay. Are we zoom out there? Maybe going out. You said that it wasn't. I thought about it. Yeah. Inch and 3/8. That's what I thought. I thought I told a P-bill. Yeah, and then it messed up, but it was literally the bill after I changed wraps. So it's like, a fresh roll. Make sure the first roll gets wrapped. It'll never hurt to put some anti-seize on this. You got any anti-seize? Yeah. Just put some anti-seize on it so next time you can get it off real easy. It's all rusted up. Okay. That's how far we moved it in. So let's get in the tractor and back it up and put the pin back in. The bailers are rolling out. Just gotta put the jack up and that's it. And tools. Alright, so we finished up here with everything, and then I went and had to put up reels, which I haven't been putting up reels lately, but anyway, I had to go do it today. So, when I was out there, I seen this, and I thought I'd explain it, because a few years ago, we didn't know what it was, and figured it out, and just had to explain to our neighbor what it is. So, it's called the Bermuda grass, no, it's called the Bermuda stem maggot. And what it is, it's a tiny fly. It's not even a quarter of the size of a dime. And you can Google it, Bermuda stem maggot, and then it'll show you a picture of it and show you what it does and explain, and tells you what kind of sprays you can use. But this is a Tipton 85 plant. I pulled it out of number 12. You know, I just grabbed it and yanked it up, so it's at least that tall. It's about to go to it's about to be cut for baleage. And then let's see. I'll lay this out. You see how that top leaf is white, like it's dead? So let me see if I can explain this correctly. Which I don't know what happened right here. Something could have got it there where my finger is. I don't know. That might be old. But anyway, so that the fly. So the fly, it's like I said, it's probably less than a quarter of the size of a dime, and it's yellow with little black dots on it. It might only have 2 dots. I can't remember. But so it goes and lays its eggs right here at the node of the plant of Bermuda grass, either coastal, like this is Tipton 85, jigs, whatever. I guess even common, but so it lays its eggs right here, and when those, I believe when the eggs hatch, the larva goes into that node right there, and then they eat the inside of that plant, and then so it kills that top leaf. And then so if you went out and your field looked like it had been frosted, you know, all the tips of the grass are going to be white, and then the rest of the plant's going to be green, and then that is what causes that. You see right there where my thumb is, how it's got a hole through it. So if I am correct, that is where when the egg hatched, that larva went in and lived right there till it became a fly and ate out the plant right there. So that's what I was thinking happened right here, was that maybe a few weeks ago one maggot hatched here and then did the same thing, and which that could be, I don't know. But then, so a few weeks later, another fly laid its eggs here as the plant grew and got this top leaf. So we don't have them bad. I've seen it way worse. And the other thing is these originated from Asia. These Bermuda grass stem maggots, or these flies. But they were first discovered here in the U.S. In 2010, and they originated from Asia and somewhere else. I guess they originated from Asia and then moved across, and so now they're here in the U.S. The first time we ever saw them was in 2012. We had them pretty bad. Like the grass, like every field was solid white looking on the top, and it lasted for a couple weeks. We had no idea what was going on, and then we didn't do anything about it. Just dead middle of summer, and just thought, I don't know what we thought, but it eventually went away and the grass greened back up and everything was fine. Just set it back a little bit, and then 2013 we had it again, and a neighboring dairy had it, and I was talking to them, and we finally figured out what it is. So we haven't really had them bad since then, but the neighbor where Jason and Jeremy are belling today, and where they were belling a couple days ago and we were cutting and all that, he had them pretty bad where you could just pull in and the whole field looked, the tip of the grass looked all white. So but at the stage that his grass was in, the best thing to do was just cut it and bell it. And I think if you Google it, if you've ever seen this or you have that problem right now and you Google it, it will tell you, depending on the stage of your grass, if your grass is ready to be cut and belled, just go ahead and cut it and bell it. 3 to 5 days after you do it, you can spray it. And I forgot what spray it said to use, but you can get on there and look, and then I think 3 weeks after that you can spray it again and you wouldn't have them. But they really don't cause a lot of damage, just that top leaf. Like right now, you can go in every field and you'll see some here and there. Well, this is all just dried up burnt stuff now because we haven't had rain in like 3 weeks. So we're kind of went from one extreme to the other extreme on being wet to dry now. Look at my truck. The truck's covered in dirt. Can't even read my license plate on the back. But so we have them all in every field right now, but it's just here and there. As you drive by, you'll see a couple tips of the grass burnt, but not too worried about it. I think the neighbor was thinking about spraying it, so we'll see how that works out for him. But just something to keep in mind if you have that problem or if you noticed it before. Google Bermuda stem maggot, and it'll tell you what you need to do. So we're just getting done stacking the last load today, the fourth and final load. Let's see. Yesterday, this pasture right here across the driveway of the dairy, it made 21 bales, and then on the other side of the creek, today it made 94. So we went ahead and hauled it in because of the bulls. There's 6 breeding bulls in that pasture across the creek. So if we had left the bales out there, they would have destroyed them. Yesterday they also, Jason and Jeremy both, they baled at the neighbors. They did about half of his yesterday, and they got like 114 bales or something like that. And they went and baled almost the rest of the half. We got the one place where the hose busted a couple days ago. We still got that to do, and then we got the big hill to do. But We'll find out here later how many bells they build at the neighbors today. But since the pile of corn silage is there, we're just gonna stack dry hay here, and then we'll fill up the place across the road and put about 200 bells over there. So. So there's, let's see. So there's about 115 bells here, plus 115, plus about it's about 150 total bells right there, dry hay. So we're gonna run over here and get silage bells, and then set them out for the feed, and then we'll see what else we're gonna do. It's already after 6 o'clock, so probably won't do too much more since it's Sunday. But Jeremy already came back because he's working the feed lane today because Chance is off. So he's done billing. He's been done for 20-30 minutes, and Jason's finishing up. So once he gets done, I'll ask him, and then we'll see you back on the video then. And we'll find out how many bells they built today. Well, it's about 8:45. I just pulled up to my house. Been on the computer for, I don't know, about an hour, I guess. Coming up with a list of dry cows for in the morning. I got 12 I'm going to go ahead and dry off. And then I'm really considering going to 2 groups of cows, 2 groups of milk cows. So with, I can't remember the exact number. Well, what it is there will be 170 cows in the dry cow group plus those 60 heifers. So be 230 head in the dry cows. God, that's a lot. Anyway, that's the most I've ever had in one group. I mean, it's working out well with the grass, so we'll just leave them alone for now. But I just thought of that. Well, anyway, what I'm thinking about doing in the morning is cutting down to 2 milking groups. So right now we got, or after we dry these cows off, we'll have 165 in group 1, 136 in group 2, and 92 in group 3. We can hold 205 cows on each side of the feed lane, and there's plenty of room in the barn for 200's pushing it, but as fast as they're milking right now because of the summertime and high days of milk, 200 wouldn't be too bad for a little while. Plus, a few more days we'll have more dry cows, and I also have a list of some cull cows that need to go to the sale barn, so that'll drop the numbers even faster. And so if I go ahead and do it, I would take group 3 and divide them amongst group 1 and group 2, and then that would give us about 197 head in each of those 2 groups until we either haul some off or dry some more off. So I'll just make my mind up in the morning what I'm going to do on that. I haven't decided yet. But it would make things a lot easier and make things quicker, which gives us more free time on doing hay and things like that. So, and the theory is you'd milk 2 groups, and then they'll be slowly, cows will be slowly coming out of there to go dry, and then in about 30 days, or a little less than 30 days now, we'll start calving, and then the new group 3 would be all fresh cows, and then we can feed them a high group ration and get more milk out of them. So that's probably what we're going to end up doing, but not 100% yet. So this morning on our land, they baled 94 bales, Jason and Jeremy, and then me and Wes hauled those in, like I already said, because of the bulls that were over there, and plus wanted to get them hauled in. Then they went back over to the neighbors and baled another 103 bales. So today alone, they baled 197 bales between the 2 of them. Jeremy did have to leave a little earlier to go work the feed lane, and so Jason baled like an hour by himself. And then so with what they baled yesterday at the neighbors, which was 114 bales, and then they also Jason baled 21 bales at the dairy on this side of the creek. So, and then today the 94 bales on just on the other side of the creek, and then 103 bales back onto the neighbors again. And then tomorrow we'll finish up the neighbors, which we're thinking it's gonna be about another 80 bales, and then we'll be out there on top of that hill, which I wouldn't be surprised if it could do 60 or 70 bales. So, and that's gonna be ours. And then the deal on the neighbors, for cutting it and belling it, we get half the bales. So, but counting his part, our bale count now is, we're at 2,070 bales of baleage, and what did I say? 274, like 470 dry hay bales altogether. So, and then we have about 960 more bales to bale of baleage that we'll get started on, not tomorrow, but probably Tuesday. We'll be back to doing baleage. We still got, 60, 40, 160, 160 acres of hay fields, and then about 40 acres, 50 acres to do here at the dairy, which should give us about another 960 bales. So that would be over 3,000 bales of baleage, and then with the 1,000 tons of corn silage, we would have enough baleage and corn silage to feed in the TMR for the year. And then with 470 bales of dry hay, we would have to get to another 1,000 probably to be comfortable through the winter. But we can get that at the next cutting, and then that should all work out. But yeah, I mean 2,070 as we sit right now in end of July, 2,070 bales and 470 bales of dry hay. I mean, that's pretty light. We should be around 3,500 total would be about normal. But the extreme wet and all that, we're just a little bit behind. So yeah, so we'll get back on it on Tuesday doing baleage. We'll get tomorrow we'll get that dry hay on the neighbors, and then back onto ours finished, and we'll probably be hauling some in, would be my guess. But with that being said, thanks for watching. Don't forget to comment, rate, and subscribe, and we'll see you on the next one. Thanks for watching.